Hey, what's up, everybody? Craig here for another episode here on Sports Talk Detroit. This is a channel where me and my buddy Chris, we are Detroit homers, but we like to keep it real, and I'm continuing in our player profile season preview series with what I believe is our best player going into the 2021 season, and that is Jerami Grant. And man, what a wonderful surprise this guy was last year. I think if you are being honest with yourself, Jerami Grant is the reason that most of us now have full confidence in Troy Weaver. It almost feels like anything he will do magically turns to gold because of what happened with Jerami Grant. He's a guy averaging 11, 12 points. All of a sudden, the last few years, he's developed a three-point shot, but he's a 3-and-D guy. He's going to guard the best wing on the other team, and he's going to guard them very well. He proved that in the playoffs. And you were wondering when we signed him last year, is this just a guy we signed because he had a great playoff run in the bubble? Like, is that worth $20 million a year? And the answer was a resounding yes. Yes, it was. I remember watching Jerami Grant last year in the preseason because I'm that nerd that finds a way to stream preseason games for the Detroit Pistons. And the first couple games, if you watched it, he looked so bad. He looked so bad. I think he went like 1 or 2 for 14 in the first game, and it wasn't much better the second game with turnovers. And I'm just like, oh no, what did we do? And then all of a sudden he turned the corner. His athleticism, he just figured it out. And then you realize as he's playing last year and as we're going into this year, this dude is 27 years old. He's young. He's been in the league for, almost 8 years? I think it might be 8 years. So you think to yourself, oh no, he's probably old. No, he's 27. He's still learning, and he had Troy Weaver's confidence that this is exactly what he was going to do. And that contract that we all questioned last year at 3 years, $60 million, now we have 2 years, $20 million left on it. And I think we're all kind of wondering, can we get that thing extended? I don't think he's going anywhere. Many teams from reports attempted to trade for him last year. Troy Weaver was like, absolutely not, gave him the stiff arm. And you can see why. Here are his stats from last year. First time actually being the guy on a team. 22.3 points, 4.6 rebounds, 2.8 steals, 43% overall, and he still shot the three at a decent clip, a little over 35%. So, those are good numbers, but a couple of the concerns. He started to wear down at the end of last year. Also, after we traded away Blake Griffin, and then first we sat and then traded away Blake Griffin. And then when we got rid of Derrick Rose, teams really started keying in on Jerami Grant and his efficiency. It went down a little bit. He started to struggle, and then we started sitting him. Now, was that rest because we were okay with losing? Or was there actually a knee problem? Was that body starting to break down because it wasn't used to all the wear and tear? And then I also have to give some tribute to that was because he was playing with the Nuggets, playing late into the year in the bubble, and he didn't have a long offseason. He seemed to be healthy with Team USA. So my thing is I think we mostly sat him so we could get Cade. Fade for Cade. Operation complete. So here are my big questions for Jerami Grant heading into this year. Can he continue his progression? Can he fix some of the areas where he struggled last year? Can he improve his efficiency a little bit? Can he improve that three-point range? That percentage from distance, get that back up in the 38 range where he was before he was the go-to guy. But can he continue to understand what it means to be the guy? My next question, are we going to find out this year, is Jerami Grant a number 1, number 2, or number 3 option on a championship contending team? Best case scenario, I think he's a number 2 option, which would mean Cade would have to be number 1 with our current roster as assembled. But I think he could be a number 2. I think he has that upside potential. But while he's young at 27, we only have about 4 years before he starts to go on the decline in his early 30s. Next, can he learn to create for others a little bit? Or is his role simply going to be a scorer? But when he gets in trouble at the end of the shot clock, when he's double teamed, will he have the ability to pass out of that double team, find the open man for a last second shot? And then I thought he still held up on the defensive end last year, but with all that was being asked of him on the offensive end, he did fade a little bit on the defense. Sure, he still had a lot of steals. Look at his numbers per game, 2.8. That's really, really good. But he wasn't quite that lockdown defender that he was for the Denver Nuggets. Can he be a just awesome lockdown defender while still being an efficient offensive player? What do you think? What do you got for Jerami Grant this year? Is he still our number one option? Is he still over 22 points a game? Will he be more efficient? Or is he going to kind of fade back as we add more talent around him? You let me know what you think about Jerami Grant in the comments below the subscribe button. And as always, if you like what we're doing, please consider subscribing. Go Pistons.